Hello everyone, it's Cassie. Welcome back for another Trinity Stamps video. Today we are celebrating day 7 of the 12 days of Christmas for Trinity Stamps, and today is gift tags. And it's also 30% off dies in the store today only, so I'll have that code linked down below. But today's the perfect day for that because we are going to be taking some images that I have already stamped and colored, and we're going to be using the coordinating dies. This works the best when you have coordinating dies with your images, and we're going to turn these into some gift tags. Now, as you can see, I went ahead and stamped out all of those images. Some of them are older images and some of them are newer images. And I've already watercolored a bunch, but we're going to watercolor this first one here, or this last one here. That's the Sparkle Season stamp set. And some of the other images are Christmas Cowlers, Tree Rex, Shake Your Merrymaker, Made with Love, and Holiday Hangout. Those ones are previously released sets. And then our newer ones are Polar Party and Sweet Angel, along with Baking Spirits Bright. As you can see, we're watercoloring our images, and to do this, I had to stamp my images onto some watercolor cardstock using a pigment ink. And after I stamped that pigment ink, because pigment inks usually are a little wet for a little bit of time, I went ahead and covered each of those with some clear embossing powder. And the reason for doing that is that way the embossing creates little wells, and so if you want to watercolor parts that are close to each other, you don't have to worry about things bleeding into each other. And so that's how I stamped everything out. And now for this Sparkle Season stamp, what I'm coloring this with is the Trinity Gold palette. And what you see in the store is a little bit different than the one that I have up on the screen. I have the older version. There is a newer version. It has smaller palettes, but that's good because it also makes it a little less expensive. And I'm just going to color each of these little gems using these metallic watercolors. I've got the rose gold, there's a silver, and there's also a gold in this palette. And I mostly use this palette for splatter, but as you can see, it works great for painting as well. Since today is day 7 of our 12 days of Christmas and day 7 is gift tags, I wanted to come up with a fairly simple gift tag solution for you. If you're anything like me, it always seems like I try to be prepared ahead of time, but sometimes the season gets away from me. This season is no exception. It's been a little crazier than I anticipated and a lot more on my plate than usual. And so I was like, okay, what is a simple, quick gift tag that I could make? And the best thing that I could come up with was, I love to color. I know most of us here who are watching love to color as well. And so what better way to make some tags than to stamp out a bunch of images, and then you can sit and color them even though you're maybe busy doing something else, or you're trying to listen to something, or whatever. We can usually sit and color and watch TV at the same time. At least I can. And that's what I like to do. I'll take these full panels of stamped out images and I'll color those while I'm listening to either an audiobook or I'm watching television, or my husband has football on or whatnot. And then this way, I've got all these images that I've colored, and then now what? Take the matching die, and you can die cut these out, and then we will turn these into gift tags. And it's just so simple. And as I said a little bit ago, we can take these and also, if the recipient loves it enough, which of course they will, you've colored it, they may want to turn it into an ornament as well. So this is where a matching die will come in super, super handy. And for today only, Trinity Stamps has 30% off on their dies. So if you have images and maybe even holding off on those matching dies, maybe today's the day to go in there and snag a bunch of those matching dies for some of the images that you were like, well, I'll just wait. Because I've done that in the past. You'll buy images and you'll say, okay, I'll just wait on the die. I really want the image right now. And then when the dies go on sale, you can just go buy them all up. So, yeah, we're going to finish up doing the painting. And as you can tell, I've kept everything real time. Because I didn't show you any of the stamping or most of the coloring, I decided to keep this all just real time rather than speed it all up like I typically do. But after everything is nice and colored and done, I'm going to show you the sparkle on this palette. Oh my goodness, isn't that beautiful? And then I did use some of that gold on some of the other pieces. So we're going to go ahead and heat set everything. I just want to make sure that all of that watercolor is all nice and dry, because you don't want it to be a little wet when you try to run it through your die cutting machine. And now I'll take all of those matching dies for each of these images, and I'm going to tack that down with a little bit of mint tape. And then once we get those all covered with their matching dies, we can run this through our die cutting machine. Miles says hello. And then we'll have all of these images all die cut out. The next thing you're going to want to do, though, is take those dies again and die cut out of maybe a matching color for each of those colored images. Or in this case, I just cut them all out of some craft cardstock. And you'll want to do that for each of these because we want to add a little tie to them, or just a little bit of twine. That way it can either be attached to a gift or put on the tree after it's been used as a gift tag. I'm going to take a little bit of some double-sided adhesive and put those on just the areas where I would like to attach that twine. So it's going to go on each of those, as you can see. And then once we're done with that, we can pull off the release paper on this one. This one's the Sweet Angel. And then I'll take the twine and I'm just going to make a loop with it. And then I'll attach that down to our double-sided adhesive. And here I'll bring in some Crafty Glue Friend. This is a perfect glue for something like this because it holds really well and it dries fairly quick. So I'm just going to put that all over the back of our colored image, even putting it over the twine. And then I'm going to take the die cut image, or just the die cut piece, and I'm going to attach that to the back. So that makes sure that the twine is nice and inside, it's not going anywhere. And then I'll do that for all of our pieces. This one, the Sparkle Season, is the only one that I had a shadow die for, so I thought I would show you what that looks like when you add the shadow die to it. And then I'll just attach this down. And you'll find that there might be a couple areas where it's nice and thin, but it makes it hard for the glue to connect. So if you're having areas where it's just smaller, I suggest using some reverse tweezers. And I have a couple pair. I love these things. I use them all the time. So I'm just that'll pinch that closed. I'm going to use both of them because it's really thin up here at the top. And that way that glue will be able to just sit and dry while I finish the rest of them. And there they all are. These are 10 gift tags that I quickly made. Probably took me maybe a total of an hour to do after all the coloring, stamping, all the fun stuff. Probably a total of an hour. And then I can go ahead and turn these into ornaments if I wanted by just making sure that I put like the date on the back. Just maybe put 2022 or whatever year you're planning to use them for. But yeah, put your to from on the back or stamp that and then use these as gift tags that can then be turned into ornaments as well. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it's inspired you to want to get a little inky. If you liked this video, hit that like button. Definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And as always, huge thanks for all the love and support that you guys give, for liking, subscribing, using my affiliate links, all that. It really does help me to keep producing videos. Thanks, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye, everybody.